right, cool. So we got step function and union set notation.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, step function. If you look at number 4 on your notes, that's what a step function is. The little, it looks like steps, right? You all see that?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. That's what a step function is. It's basically taking pieces of a given domain and just going again, again, and again. So if you look at that, you know, our y values are only certain, what are the y values, like even numbers or something like that? Just certain numbers on there. That's what a step function is. The union set notation, anybody know what that is?
No.
We've already used it, right?
Yeah.
The U. Yeah, with the parentheses and with the U. That means or, technically, and that's just what it says, you know, putting 2 or more sets together. We can use more than just one union. And it says discontinuous, that's when we have these holes right there. That's what discontinuous means. Questions about those 2 definitions? All right, let's do some math. Number 1, interval notation. That's what we use brackets and parentheses. So where does my graph begin? Begins at -8. I have it filled in circles, so I will be using a bracket. My first hole is at -5. What does that mean? I use parentheses, and then union, where I pick up again, -5, and then I get to skip over that closing circle doesn't matter, and I stop at +3 and bracket? No, parentheses. Question about domain. All right, range going bottom to top.
-3.
-3 to +1. Do I need parentheses on both? Is that right, or I need to erase them? Bracket on -3. -3 to 1. Okay. Questions?
No.
Okay, set notation. Set of all x. Such that. Yes, ma'am.
Wait, you moved too fast. Yeah, can you do the range again one more time?
Sure. Range again is going from -3 to +1. So I'm looking at the lowest point. I'm looking at the highest point. So -3 to 1. I don't have to worry about any of this stuff in the middle.
Oh, so it's not the x-axis, it's just the y?
Looking at the y values.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know that.
Okay. So set of all x such that we got to say x is between. So how we're going to say that is -8 less than or equal to x less than 3, except x cannot be -5. Well, that's a lot to digest. A lot to digest there.
What's the extent?
-5. Yeah, they equal with the cross there. So here's how this is read. One more time. Set of all x such that
Is that also not equal to?
you're right. -8 is less than x less than 3, and also x cannot equal -5.
So basically, you just, I guess, kind of like broke down the interval, kind of.
Right, we're just breaking down the interval. We're just saying it in another language. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. So can you go over that again for domain?
Sure. So we're saying our x is, yeah, we're saying our x are between -8 and 3, except at this point right here.
So pretty much you're just kind of like us.
Kind of, well, kind of, but we're not talking about this black dot right here.
That's the starting point. That's the
We'll start in a white hole in the middle.
That's your reason.
Yeah, where is it five?
What x value? What's the x value where the white hole is? -5.
What's going on with that rate that you put down?
So you count -8 to 3, right? And then did the 5 in the middle.
Right, because it's an open circle.
Oh.
We're saying the exact same stuff right here. Moving on. Range. Bottom to top. Set of all y such that
So if it's y,
-3,
is it greater than or equal? Less than or equal?
y, and then just less than 1. How come I'm using less than, not less than or equal to?
So it's not a shaded circle.
On a shaded circle, well done. What we really need to understand is that the domains are the same. The ranges are the same. We're just saying it in two different ways. Okay. F of 2. What's F of 2?
That's Y, right?
Yes, ma'am. 0. What is the Y value when X is 2? 0.
Oh.
For B, when Y is -3, what is X? So let's look at -3.
-1.
-1.
Yeah.
-1. Last question, is it a function? It is a function, so please write yes on C. It is something called a discrete function. It's not continuous. That doesn't mean anything as far as being a function or not. This means we can't draw it without picking up our pencil. Discrete. Okay, number 2.
Wait.
Waiting.
Say that.
Discrete
Oh.
just means you can't draw it without picking up your pencil.
I like have to keep up.
Like you draw it and then you have to pick it up and then draw it again somewhere else.
So that's it.
That's what discrete means. Continuous means you can just.
So are you saying that the D is a
What about one
wait,
and two?
say the word again?
Discrete.
Discrete. Okay.
All right, number 2. Where does it start?
-4.
Starts at -4. Parentheses or bracket. Parentheses -4. Do I have a hole anywhere between the beginning and the end? I do, at -1. So for interval, that means union every single time.
And then it's positive 1.
Okay, we don't care about the closing circle. We only care about the end.
There's 2 open circles between them.
When there's one open circle between the beginning and the end, you have to use the union. Closes at 4. Bracket, parentheses. Bracket. Questions about domain?
Yeah, where did you get those numbers from?
So,
Because it's the
Up here. Beginning point is -4. Mark the agenda, I got you. At the end, it's 4.
okay.
So that's why I got -4 and 4. Between the beginning and the end point, I have one open circle right here.
Okay.
So I have to say -1.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Mario, what you got?
so I'm gonna count when I'm doing the domain. I'm gonna do the -4, the -1, do the union, and then I'm gonna count the -1 again,
Yes.
and then do the
Yes. Russ?
I noticed on number 1 you have the bracket along the edge in front, and then the back is the way you finished. There was not a bracket. Just when you started, there was the used regular parentheses, and then there's a bracket.
So on number 1, at the beginning, I got it pulled up here. You look up there.
Yeah.
You talking about this thing right here?
Yeah, I started.
Because I had a filled in circle.
Oh, so
This one's open. Okay. All right, range. Bottom and top.
6.
We're starting lowest to highest. So -6. What's the highest?
4.
4. Now I got a side. Brackets, parentheses.
Parentheses on -6 and then brackets on 4.
Bracket on number
Bracket -6. Parentheses on 4. Set notation. It automatically starts set of all x. You should have already had that written on your paper if you're waiting for me. Set of all x such that this time we can say from -4 to +4.
Positive
sorry. Should just be less than.
+4,
+4. And then we're not going to include what numbers?
so it says that +4, it's -4.
Yeah, one.
-1, right? Sorry, Russ, what did you say?
Says X, says X such that +4, that's -4.
Where our domain starts at -4.
Oh, I thought it said +4.
My bad. If I did. All right, what about a range? What's the lowest? What's the highest?
Y, and
Yeah. So
The low-
set of all y
such
that
-6,
yes
right?
less than or equal to
Less than or equal to
4.
no
Y.
Need a letter, Y,
Y. And comma, four.
less than,
Oh, four.
or close your bracket.
That's good.
That's pretty good. Yeah. There's a pattern you should start seeing. There's a pattern you should start seeing. Alright. F of 3, what is it?
Oh.
F of 3, we're looking at
Negative 5.
negative 5. Y is negative 6, so then F of X equals negative 6 means for B.
1.
So negative 6. Where's negative 6? Positive 1. Is it a function? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
We cool to move on?
Yes.
We're almost there, right? Okay, try number 3 while I'm waiting on a couple people to finish writing this down. Try number 3. Try number 3. What else you get?
Should we connect the dots?
Different.
So, how do we do this? Is like live to them.
But it would be the same thing, right? It's still
For domain, you would go from.
How are you?
I'm confused. So when we do interval notation, do we go from this end, that end, and then that?
No, it's a closed circle.
No, but we're doing domain, we're doing X to X. So when you go here, the union it to all the other ones.
Where's your X start? Alright, number 3. The domain for interval notation. Where does the graph begin? On the very left hand side. Negative 5. Open or close circles? Open, so that means parentheses. Comma. Where does my graph end? The very far right. At 3. Does that have a closed or an open circle? So you know it means bracket. Here's what's going on for everyone that doesn't know it. For every open circle, I have one closed-in circle. So big brother sticks up for little brother. Big brother sticks up for little brother. Big brother sticks up for little brother. So no, it is not continuous, but for every value between negative 5 and positive 3, I have an x value. So I can say all of that. For the range for that, can't do it. Why can't I do it? Well, I'm missing like this whole section every single time.
Or aren't you missing the same section?
It's closed and open. Plus the line has it's going.
Right, well, it's only like one value, one value, one value, one value. What? That has nothing to do with it. The reason why we can't do the range is because in interval notation, we're saying from one number to another number. We're saying from negative 5 to 3. For the range on this one, I can't say from negative 3 to positive 6 because there's these huge gaps right here that I can't define. So I can't do the interval notation for this one. If they went down or something, you could, yeah. The set notation, set of all x, such that, is x between two numbers? Yeah, so negative 5 less than x less than or equal to 3. The range this time for for set notation, we can actually list. So the set of all y such that y equals, and we're just going to list them. So negative 3, 0, 3, and 6. We're listing the y values. Okay, A, f of -1. -1, what is the y value when x is -1? Don't shout it out, just take a second to look at it. What is it? We established that we can't give an interval. We can't say y is between this number and this number. All we can say is 20, or for sure these 4 facts. All right, what do we got? F of -1, someone said it? 0. -1 right here is 0. All right, for what values of x does f of x equal 0?
3, -3. It's 3.
Okay, -1 for sure, right? What about -2?
Yeah.
What about -3? Open circle, right? Not there.
Oh.
But it's everything between -3 and 1. So I'm going to say -3, 2, 1, like that. Well, you always do a little too big. -3 to 1. Is this graph a function?
No.
Yes, it is.
Is it discrete?
It is discrete.
You can run straight.
You can run a line straight through it, but it only hits one open circle, which doesn't matter, and one closed circle for every line you draw.
Well, it's just because there's a probability.
No, it has nothing to do with probability.
It's looking or. That's what we're.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you know what you equal to, like, there's negative equal to?
Open circle is just the less than.
Okay.
Filled in, less than or equal to. 4 and 5. Almost done here. Number 4, interval notation. Where am I starting? Oh, what's the arrow? So -infinity to
Positive infinity.
no, we're not a big gap right here.
Oh, negative.
-4 union infinity. Where does it start again?
4.
Where does it end again? Infinity. So -infinity to -4, union 4 to infinity. It's okay to skip a part in the middle there. Segmentation. Set of all x such that. Throw something new at you. Because you don't have enough yet, do you? X is less than -4, or x is greater than 4. What we're saying there is that x is less than 4, boom, and also more than 4. Because they're separate. Number 5. Interval notation. Is it every number in the world?
Yes.
But 2, right? So -infinity to 2, union 2 to infinity. Right. Please don't distract the people. We have a hole at 2, so that's why I don't include it. Is there another way to say this?
Or, oh, never mind.
All real numbers except what?
2.
Except that 2. Good. So that's how we're going to do the set, right? The set of all x such that, and then we got to do the x is an element of all real numbers.
And then x is equal to cross out 2.
Yeah, x is not equal to 1. Yeah. All right, number 6. We got starting point.
-3.
Starts at -3.
Yeah, and it goes all the way
No, we
to
didn't.
4. Right?
-3 all the way to 4. Close your bracket. This right here, even though I have an open circle, I have a filled-in circle, so big brother sticks up to little brother, however you want to remember that, I don't have to put that there. My range, I go bottom to top, same rule. Even though I have an open circle, I have a filled-in circle here, open circle, got a filled-in circle there, so I'm going from what to what? -1 to 1. I'm using brackets on those.
Oh.
not my domain. Set of all x such that. Good. Hold on. Set of all y such that, same thing. Is it a function?
Yes.
It is a function. We pass the vertical line test at any point. We pass the vertical line test. What are the last things? Find f of 0. F of 0 is 0. I'm not interrupting anybody's conversation. I would hate to do that.
Are you asking us that for y is at 0?
Right. No, when x is 0, what is the y value? And so when x is 0 right here, y is also 0. And then what's my other part?
So
f of x equals 1. So when does y, that's what that's saying here, Keely, what is that? F of x equals 1. So when y is 1, x is 3.
So the back is homework.
Back is homework.